Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have a founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach.
All right, let's go ahead and start the show, open up the doors, and welcome everybody to Daily with Doc and Becca. My name is Becca Dukes, and I am super excited every time that I'm able to be here and share information with you, because what we share is empowering. It's not taking your power away. It's giving you tools to put into your toolbox to help you have a better journey in life. Whether it is health or finances or emotional, mental, everything is important. So I just want to say hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to everybody who's here in the Zoom room. Thank you for joining us and being part of this amazing day, as there's so many things going on around, especially the United States right now, as we're celebrating the life of Martin Luther King, the Jr., and the dream that he had in that amazing speech. It just really touches my heart, and the fact that we're able to continue that and be part of making that happen for everybody really is part of the purpose of what I do. And then also with changing things going on in the government here, which we don't want to go political, but folks, when change happens, we need to figure out how are we going to adapt to change. And that also applies to our own lives, and what is going to be something that we can adapt to, both physically, mentally, emotionally. And today, we're going to be working on that personal growth. So I am thrilled to have with us today Raymond and Yolanda Brown. They are a dynamic duo known for inspiring mentorship. They live to help people succeed in all areas of life. And as the Longevity Trainers of the Year in 2015, 10 years off, they have a proven track record in guiding individuals towards entrepreneurial success. Now, Raymond emphasizes the importance of a solid foundation, stating that if it were easy, everyone would be successful. They train people properly so that they can create a business built on a rock instead of sand. So get ready for an inspiring conversation as we delve into the practical strategies and actionable tips to help you get it done and reach your full potential. So buckle up and get ready, take some notes, because today's show is packed with valuable insights as they share keys to personal development and success. So folks, if you were invited by somebody specific, we want to make sure that you get back with them. Tell them thank you for sharing this program. And if, as you're listening, you can think of people that could benefit from what is being spoken, as I welcome Raymond and Yolanda to the screen with me, make sure that you share with them, as this program is meant to be shared. So no matter what platform you are on, you want to say hello to all of you watching us, whether you're watching us on the live or watching a replay. There is a way that you can put comments in there. So let us know where you're joining us from. And if you share it, write in the comments shared, because we want to make sure that we can see the impact of our show. So welcome everybody. If you are here new joining with us, you're in for an exciting treat because I absolutely love these two, as they were one of the initial introductions that I received when I went to my very first longevity event in Dallas, Texas, and I was just kind of hanging out, and I can't remember if it was Raymond. Raymond came up to me first, asked me how I was doing. Well, I felt like a fish out of water, but his welcome made me know I was in the right place. So folks, you're in the right place today. And as he and I spoke, he then brought in his beautiful wife, Yolanda, introduced me to her, and we had at least 45 minutes of going back and forth that just energized me and letting me know that, one, yes, I'm in the right place, and two, I want to be like them, welcoming anybody and everybody, because we are valuable humans, folks. And I just want to thank each of them. Raymond, Yolanda, you are just fabulous. I appreciate you so much. And I appreciate even more the fact that you are coming on with us, helping us to reach around the world even more than you're already doing. Both of you very busy, both in your longevity business and also in life and business in general. So hello and welcome.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank
Hey,
you.
Becca.
And we received 2025 Trainer of the Year. We received that. We received it.
So, maybe that's what I was doing. I was just putting it out there, planting that seed. So absolutely.
Yeah. And happy Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day to everyone that's on the call. And guys, just remember, Martin Luther King Jr. said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in a time of challenge and controversy." So think about that a moment, where we are today, where we want to be, and how we really go about, as Becca said, adapting. So let's adapt with love and not hate.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead, and I know you've got something prepared, as we're going to talk about, getting it done. And I love how you do bring that love in all that you do. So share with us what's on your mind and heart today that's going to help us be more empowered as human beings, and those of us who are in business and with the personal development and success that you have taught so many others over the years.
More than happy to do so. No, I'm actually going to just turn it over to you, because personal development, personal growth we both love it, but my husband is the whiz at it. I mean, he's been doing it for quite some time. He thoroughly believes that in this business, yes, we want to be profitable. We want to grow our business. But in order for us to grow our business, we have to grow ourselves. And to do that, there's a lot of work that we have to do, because we're carrying a lot of baggage for so many years. And how do we really unpack that baggage, and really replace the old clothes with something that's new? Well, we're going to talk about that today. And I don't think we can get anyone better than my husband to do so. Maybe I'm a little partial, maybe I'm a whole lot partial, but it's true. So I will introduce him to some of you and present him to others. This is my husband, Raymond, and he's going to talk to us about personal growth as it relates to life and our business.
Guys, y'all can see I married up. Right? The girl is Harvard smart. So I can't be that dumb if I married her. Y'all was smart enough to marry her. I always tell people, I say when Yolanda really gives a speech and she's on stage, I just look in awe, and as a matter of fact, the way we met, she had her own radio station. She was a senior in college or junior in college. And anyway, I'd come home. I'm a little older than she is. and I liked her voice. And just so happened that a friend of mine, of my family, had already met Yolanda. She's from a different town, but she was going to college in my hometown. And we met, you know, I outran all the other guys, and the whole 50 years later, you know. So this is what happened. I always tell, I say, Michael Jordan had his basketball, Tiger Woods had his golf. Me, Raymond Brown, I beat them both out. I got Big Mama.
Oh,
how about
you're
that?
so sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So guys, I'm one of those people. Sometimes I just talk when the spirit hits me. I just say things, and sometimes they're in sequence, and sometimes they're not. There is, you know, because people sometimes, Becca, they kind of praise us, and I'm not saying we're not deserving of it, but you know, everybody is deserving of it individually. There's this scripture that says, you know, when Jesus was creating all these miracles, was people would say, God, you're so great. How do you do that? And Jesus said, it's not me that doeth the work, but it's the God in me that doeth the work. And he goes on to say, these things I do, you shall be able to do even greater things. Now, I'm not going religious on you, but if you believe in scripture, then we have to ask ourselves, was Jesus jiving when he said that? Or did he mean it? And if he meant it, then we also have that power to create things. Mm-hmm. But here's the key. We have to tap that power that is within us. It's not in some of us and not the other. We all are born with this inner power. The problem is we have become so earthly minded that we forgot who we really are and the power that we possess. And if we follow the world and the world's thinking, you know, it says, be in this world, but not of this world. Well, what that meant to me, Becca, anyway, is there is a higher way of thinking within each and every one of us, but it's easier to follow the outside, to follow the crowd, to follow what we've been programmed to do than it is to buckle down, read, get the work done, and think on a different and higher level. They say it's only one person out of 100 that will do that. The reason why Yolanda and I continue to do this, even if it's that one person, we don't know who that one person is. And it doesn't matter whether they're a family member or a Majestic Eagle or whoever, even a longevity member. We're here as students of life to help the world become a little bit better. And I tie that in to the work that Martin Luther King Jr. Is doing. Everything in this universe is connected. Everything. Even when we don't believe that, or even when we can't see that, that is what is happening, and it has been happening since the beginning. It was set up, the universe was set up like that. So with that, you know, I always say, you know, so guys, there is no getting around doing this into work. Everybody's looking for the secret, you know, where's the secret that I can become peaceful and successful and this and that. Well, we keep looking on the outside of us. How can I build my business better? Why come I can't build my business? I think on the last segment we talked about, Becca, why. You have to ask yourself why. See, the why question takes us inside of ourselves. The how to takes us outside of ourselves. Mm-hmm. None of the answers that we want in life, whether it's peace, prosperity, calm, is outside of us. But we keep looking out there as if one day the universe is going to change for us. Guys, that's a universal principle. That's not geared toward an individual. That's a universal principle. It's inside of us. And why we think generation after generation of people that's going to change, or one day we're going to get lucky and we're going to find that secret outside of us, is just not going to happen. But see, we like to take the road to lead. What is that saying? That book?
We'd like to take the path of least resistance.
The path to least resistance, which lead us nowhere. Never have and never will. We just keep. But see, I understand for those of us who really want to find the answer, and it becomes frustrating because we don't know exactly what book to read. We don't know exactly what to believe. We hear so much from the Bible. We hear so much from this author, that author, this we don't know. But here is the answer. You keep searching, and the answer will come to you in time. Your answer. There is no one particular answer for any of us.
And if there is a secret, that is the secret.
Yes.
That we have to just keep searching, and it will come to us in time when it is our time.
Yeah, individually.
Yeah.
But most people don't want to do that, and I don't know why. They say it's only 1 out of 100 people that will really do the search as long as it takes to get it for him or her. But we don't know who that one is. So we keep doing this, and whoever that one is, we may never know. But we know, like Martin Luther King, that we are doing a good thing. We are doing a good work as
good
Scripture
service.
says. Yeah.
Good service.
Yeah.
So you have to you have to keep searching. You have to realize that it's like life. I look at it as life. In order for us to keep living, we have to keep doing something. We have to keep active. We have to make sure that we're doing something to give back, to be of service. So the day and time that we stop believing and stop sharing with others and building this business, then we pretty much pulled over to the side of the road and put our car in neutral, and we're dead. So we have to continue to search. This is something that is forever going. Life, it is life-changing and life-going. It will never, ever stop, but it gets better and it's more fun because you begin to realize why we are here and what that purpose is. Everybody says, I want to know my purpose. What's that my purpose? Well, maybe your purpose is to keep searching until you find that right person, and then you may never find that right person until you find the next right person. So you don't ever know. But if you stop, then you know you've not done what you need to do.
And if I can interject a little bit there, because I have a lot of people, it's like, well, I want to be successful at this, but I don't want to deal with having to go through the numbers. I don't like that whole number game. And like you had said, if it was easy, we'd all be successful, right? And if it was also, how would it be worse? And where would we find the value in what we do? So I love the fact that that it's the why is on the inside, the how is on the outside of us, and the secret is in us. But we have to walk and go through and finding that next right person, because I start everybody at ground level, and I think you all do too. It's like we see value in them, even if they don't see it in themselves. And then we just help them build it. But if they don't want to build it, we can't do it for them.
Yeah. Nope. Wait, there's one thing we can't give them, and that's desire. And if they don't have the desire to do the things that they need to do right now so that they can live the life that they want to live later, then there's nothing we can do but work with them where they are and accept them where they are and know that that's where they are right now. And until they decide that they want to be better and do more, then we'll be ready for that. We'll be ready for it. but we're not going to attempt to try to make someone do something that is really not in them to do at the moment. So just let them stay on the product, just let them do whatever they want to do. But at the end of the day, it is their business, their choice. And we have to realize that. But many of us want to make that person just, oh, I got more, this person knows, I know this person can do it. I see more in them than what they see in themselves. Well, okay, but that's not going to help that person to grow. And that's where many of us sort of take a step in the wrong direction when we have to really deal with us.
Yeah. You know, we've learned so much. I remember when we first started out, you know, I had a philosophy. I don't know if I ever said this to my wife, but, you know, I have such a heart for people. I was going to make them successful if they join us, even if it killed me. And I want to tell you guys, it damn near killed me too. I mean, you know, I up at night doing things that I shouldn't do for them because can't you see the big picture? Can't you see what this would do for you and your family? Can't you see what the self-development would do? Can't you see the culture of this business? Can't you see it? And they couldn't, because for whatever reason, they can't. You know, one of the things that I talked about this a little bit last time is that, you know, I haven't figured out some of the reasons why in life. Why is it that some of us get it and some of us don't? I've heard it all. Some people say, well, maybe it's not their path. Maybe they're just closed-minded. So much, but I haven't figured out why is it a guy like me that was raised on welfare with an alcoholic parent saw the big picture. Even as when I was young, I used to wonder, and you've heard me say this, but I want to reiterate this, that I knew it was something off about this universe or me, one or the other. You know, I would go to church and I would hear the pastors preach, and I would go home and I'd try and implement it into my life as a young man, because I knew something was off. Why the people up the street from us were more successful than we were, but yet we had more what you would call moral and values than they did. How did that work? I was so confused as a child. And so I went about trying to find the answer. And I knew, guys, please don't take this the wrong way, but I'm one of those people, I search for truth. And I don't care what you tell me or what I'm supposed to do or what I'm not supposed to do or what everybody else does. I don't care. I ask questions and will forever do that. I'm made that way. That's the only way. Truth can only be found when anything is asked. That's the only way truth can be found. But see, so many of us want to stick our heads in the sand and not ask questions of ourselves because it's fearful and it can be painful and it's scary. But on the other end, you'll never find the truth. Those are the two results. You stay where you are, or you're going to ask these questions of yourself and of life, and you grow eventually. There are no in between there. That's just the truth. So, my journey was I would try my best to implement whatever this was taught to me, and I would do it, and it didn't work. And I would even see people, guys, in church on Sunday, and hooping and hollering and shouting and talking about how good God is. And then on Tuesday, Wednesday, their life was just the same. And I saw this year in and year out, year in and year out. And I guess they be in there talking about, shouting, well, God is this and God is that. You see them on the street, God is this. Like they were going to out God God. and their life had not changed at all because they wouldn't ask the questions, right? That's not blasphemy. I think that God wants us to get to the truth. That's just my philosophy, right? So I went about studying with everybody I could, looking for the secret of the truth and why my ways was not working, or the things I studied with, born into the Methodist, studied with Baptist, studied with Jehovah's Witness, studied with Seventh-day Adventist, studied with who else? Buddhism for a while, Hinduism. I was looking for the truth, and I didn't care what anybody else thought of me. I wanted the truth for me. And I found for the truth for me is spiritual principles, has nothing to do with religion. A principle is something that has been here since the beginning of time and is not going to change no matter what religion I join. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. That's not going to change, period. So there are principles that God put here, like the principle of gravity. I always say that this is our go-to deal. I asked you this last time. If we went on top of a 20-story building and jumped, would it matter whether you were a Jewish woman or a 2-year-old Black child? The results are going to be the same because the principle is the same for everybody. And these are the things we teach, our principles. So I'm going to tell you a little story about, you might have heard this, about it's called the spider monkey, right? The spider monkey is one of those monkeys, very intelligent, almost humanistic. But these trappers found out they could set a trap. Spider monkeys love peanuts. And so they would set these traps where the spider monkey would stick his hand down in the little hole in the trap and grab the peanut, right? And so all he had to do when the trapper came is release the peanut out of the spider monkey hand, and he could be saved. But the spider monkey would rather die. The spider monkey would rather die. What is it? The spider monkey would
rather die than to get
than to let go
of the peanuts
or let go of their old ways and their old beliefs. And that's how we are as human beings. We'd rather die knowing that it's not working for us, but we're comfortable, and that's what's been taught to us. So the things I'm talking about, Becca, applies to this business, especially more than, as much as it does our lives, right? So so
what was that old saying? I sort of add this on to you. We were talking about this earlier. One of our friends used to say that, everybody's not going to clap when you dance.
Yes, no matter how hard we dance, there are some people that's not going to clap in this business. And so we, just in general, you were talking about the people earlier, they make excuses. Some people, I don't know enough people. I'm not educated enough. I don't have enough money. My downline is not the right downline. The company, the products are too high. All of these things. Now, there's somebody somewhere, all those excuses that you're using. My family doesn't support me. There is somebody somewhere in network marketing that could make those same excuses, and they're not. They're getting busy, right? See, because the people that do the work, the inside work, because people look at me and Yolanda like we're different. And we're not. Or some of the leaders look at like they're different. And they're not. We're just, for us, I can just speak for us, we're just regular people that have irregular ways of doing things. And the irregular ways are from the books that we read and the material that we listen to. And so the problem, guys, is never external. And I want to read this to you really quickly. The problem is never external. Our problems are always internal. You cannot constantly perform in a way that's inconsistent with how you see yourself. We cannot constantly perform in a way that's inconsistent with the way we see ourselves. So the work that we do is to change our self-image and our self-perception, the way we look at things in life. You know, one man's house burns down, and he, just goes off the deep end drinking. Another man's house burned down and say, look, I got to go through this grief, but I got to get back on my feet. It's just about attitude. Both of them, the same thing happened to both of them. One handles it in a regular way. The other handles it in an irregular way. It's not really irregular. It's just different from the way we've been programmed to handle things. So
that belief system is there for all of us.
Yes.
And we certainly have to realize that, some people will say that, well, my faith is telling me that that's something that I don't need to do. And I'll reflect back, since it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, is a quote that he said, faith is taking the first step, even when you can't see the whole staircase. That's what faith is.
I love it.
Taking the first step, even when you can't see the whole staircase. And then many of us will begin to say, well, it's just not fair. It's justice and there's injustice. So there is. And we can talk about justice and injustice every day of the week and show you how many injustices we have gone through in life, whether it's in business, whether it's in going in our everyday life, attending different events, being a part of different companies. We can take you through some of the injustices and justices. But the injustice, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King says, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
That is a principle.
Right.
So people that think they're getting by with doing something harmful to somebody else, the way the universe is set up, it's going to affect everybody, you and everybody else. That's just the way the principle, he also said that, what did he say? The art of
he said, we shall overcome because the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends,
but it always
towards
bends
justice.
Yes. Yeah.
But but going to your point, so many people in this business say, I don't have to do all of that. I kind of know what I'm doing. I'll be successful. And I don't have to read all of those books. I don't have to really go to all of the conferences or get on the Zooms now, since most of what we do is with technology is via Zoom. I don't have to do all of that. I don't have to do this every day. I can do this not part-time. I can do this some other time. No, this is a part-time business, not a sometime business. And you are going to have to do some of those things. You are going to have to spend some time doing some personal development work if you want to grow in this business. But if you are pleased with where you are and you don't want to see any more growth, then you're good. But don't try to bring someone else to that level where you are. If that person or persons want to grow, you help them to grow. You let them grow and you do your thing and be where you want to be. But so many of us, if I'm at this point, I don't want nobody else to be at a better point in this business than where I am. So I'm going to make sure that, I just always talk to them and make sure that they stay where they are and I can stay where I am. Because you're afraid of growth. You're afraid of maybe things won't go your way. There's going to be some good days and some character building days. And it's up to you to realize that that's part of life. That's part of this business. And that's why you want to get around people with like minds, get on these calls, such as this call, and to really begin to listen to what the leaders are saying to you. See, you're on this call because you are a leader. And if you've only sponsored one person, you said the leader of one, now you can be the leader of many. You can't lead one, you can't lead any. So that's why you truly want to stay plugged in any way that you can. I know most people can't get on all the calls. I can't get on all the calls, but I'll do my best to get on the ones that I can, and when I can. And when I can't listen to the recordings, I will. So it truly is your business. It truly is your way of thinking. Dr. Wallach says, we are what we absorb. We are what we read. We are who we hang around. You think about that a moment. Look at your life and look at the people that you hang around. And you will pretty much know where you're going to be. So if you want to grow, you got to let go. If you truly want to grow. And that's up to you. We're just having a really come to Jesus talk, if you will, because we all need this sometime in our lives. Our mentor doesn't hold any guns or anything when they're talking to us. They just pretty much lay it out there for us. And if it hurts, it hurts. Stings, it stings. But we want to get better. So we're okay with that.
Yeah. So, guys, we'll talk a little bit about the business side of it. But I do want to reiterate what Yolanda just said, is that there's no getting around. You can learn the methodology of this all you want to, on what to say, how to say it, how to prospect, where to go, how to advertise. You can learn all that stuff. But until you grow the inside of yourself, nothing really changes. You end up right where you are. If you ever thought about it, why do you think that 95% of the people that win the lottery within 2 to 3, 4, 5 years, they're right back where they started from? The reason for that, these are not dumb people. Some of them are engineers and scientists and researchers and what have you. And within now you would be saying to yourself, not me, I would do that. Don't you think they're saying that to themselves? And the reason not is because they're not growing. They're not ready for it internally. And that same thing in life, in business. The reason why they're not doing anything because they're not growing. They're not ready for success. And the success is really not that hard if you learn the principles and practice the principles of life. You see? So, and I just want to say this while we're on this. One of the things that I want to encourage everybody to do as a student of life, if you're a student of life, if you're really sincere about your life, and the only reason we're here is to well, what's that is to grow. I'll use that. And so I'm drawing a blanket. So I want to say this, guys. So the goal, the product is not the product. Does anybody know what the product is of our company? Does anybody know? Anybody guess?
And maybe put it in the chat. You want me to tell you what I think it is?
Yeah, go ahead.
Should I answer the question? No, I'll let you go ahead and tell them.
Anybody else?
No, you can go ahead and tell them.
Okay. The product is not the product. As much as we want it to be or think it is, the product is people. And we keep thinking that the product is the key to our success because it goes back to the road to least resistance, right? Everybody wants to do the product. Everybody, product. Get on you've heard it 1,000 times. And you think if you hear it one more time, you're going to hear something that's going to make you successful. That's looking on the outsiders. The product is you, the person, them, the people. That's the product that you have to work on. Product doesn't sell product. People sell product. So I want, and even the goal, they hear us talk about, you hear, set your goal. And so we associate setting a goal with a thing, a material thing, to acquire something, right? But the goal is really not to acquire. The goal is really to become first inside, and then outside. That is your real goal. Now, guys, you know, in network marketing, you hear a lot of talk about things and this and that about acquiring material things. And I want to tell you, there is nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with acquiring material things. Once you get you right, because most of us want to acquire things to make ourselves feel better. If I get the car, if I get the husband, if I have the child, if I get to diamond, if I do this, if I do that, something on the outside. Because that's outside stuff. And once you get it, and all of us have been doing this all our lives, then here comes something else, because we ain't satisfied. And outside stuff can never satisfy that need for respect or clinging or looking up to. That'll never come from the outside. That's why the work has to be done from the inside. So I just want to say this too, as far as the product is concerned. We're in a culture where product is king. I'm going to say this to everybody with honesty. And the reason I'm going to say it, you get mad at me all you want to, but the truth won't change just because you get mad at me. I've never seen a person grow a big business and help thousands of people that just know about product. Not one. We've been doing this a combination of 50 years. We've never ran across one. Now, I ask you to examine that. And even if you're one of those lucky ones that's been in a position where a lot of, you got and you sponsored you a real go-getter, it ain't gonna happen for very many people, and it's not duplicated. So I want to beseech you, as always, to do the work within. Most of you, this is falling on deaf ears, and we know that. But somebody may get it. If not this call, maybe the next call, or somebody to listen to YouTube or whatever, somebody may get it. And if it can help them 2%, they change their life 2% this year, it'll be worth it. So I want to ask this. You can change the culture, because our culture is just product. Guys, if it was just product, I mean, think about this. Dr. Wallach could do, I know this sounds so simple and coy and corny, but it's true. He could set up an 800 number, do the calls, or have somebody, doctor, whoever, do the calls, and everybody call in, and they just ship the product to them. He didn't have to set this up as a network marketing company. He set it up as a network marketing company for a reason. So we can help people and in turn make our lives a little more comfortable.
Give them hope.
Yeah, a little more comfortable. Guys, there is nothing spiritual about a bread line or a soup line. There's nothing spiritual about that. It's just not. Not when we live in the land of abundance. The richest land in the world, used to be anyway. But you have the opportunity to do and be anything you want to here. Take a guy like me. I'm prime example of ended up working on Wall Street, raised on welfare. I believe that you have to take personal responsibility first. And so I guess I'll end by saying this, Becca, and then if anybody has any questions or anything, you need to create a culture within your culture. Since we are a product culture, and that's what Yolanda and I set out to do, a culture of thinking like business people, of raising yourself to a higher level, right? Because if you just follow the line of culture that's here, everybody's talking about product. We don't need a network marketing compensation plan if that's the case, but he set it up for a reason. And, you know, and some people think, well, if I become successful, I'm not going to be humble. Because we're set up in this society where if you're successful, then you're arrogant. And if you're poor or mediocre, you're humble. That's not the case at all. But we're set up to think that. All money does is make you more of who you are. If you're a butthole and you get rich, look, I'm going to say something that's very controversial. I'd rather be a butthole with money than be a butthole without money. How about that one? Right? Because you've never seen a rich person break in your house and steal your stuff. So no. Last thing I want to encourage everybody to get you some material on the subconscious mind. There's a book called Key to Yourself by Bernice Bloodworth. Bernice Bloodworth. You can start there, but find out, if you would, spend the rest of your life finding out spiritual principles and the subconscious mind. So,
yep. Okay. You know, the time is always right to do what's right. The time is always right to do what is right. You know, and I'll just say this, and Becca, we can turn it over to you, or if you want us to say a little bit more, we can do that as well. But I want to just do a couple of quotes by Dr. King that sort of falls into what Raymond was talking about today in personal growth, and for you to understand that this is truly about you, and only you can make the decision to do and be a better you. We have to be first. We have to become before we can do anything else. But Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. Said, let no man pull you so low as to hate him. And then he says, out of the mountain of despair is a stone of hope. So let's be that stone. Let's give folks hope. Help them to understand that in order for them to do better is to help them to be better. And for that to happen, they have to spend some time in personal growth. And a book that helps you to start thinking for yourself, start doing some things differently than what you're doing, whatever that may be, whether it's The Key to Yourself, we believe that's a book that people should start with, or maybe it's The Magic of Believing, The Magic of Thinking Big. Maybe it's Think and Grow Rich, but that may be a little too advanced if someone is really just getting into personal growth. But you got to find the right key. And that key can only open the door to your heart. So just remember that one. Out of the mountain of despair is a stone of hope. Let us be that stone of hope. We hope that we have given you something to hold on to today, that you can go out here in life and use. You can also use in your business, but most importantly, you can use it for you to develop a better you. Everybody says, I want to do something. I want to change the world. Well, in order to do that, you have to change. And that's the only way that we can do it. One person at a time. Thanks, Becca. And to your host of producers out there to make this happen, we really appreciate you doing what you do, of being of service to others. And we hope that today we could be of service to others as well.
Thank you so much. So many powerful nuggets. And in the quotes of Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we need to just grab onto what they mean. And, you know, you were talking about the products. We have some amazing products. The products themselves, it's not the products themselves, but it's how they're synergistically blended, can help a lot of people physically. But if mentally and emotionally they don't want to be helped, they're not going to be able to do what their potential is. And that's how we are in life too. That, we have to change our mindset and create a brighter mindset, one that has that hope and that faith. I mean, there's nothing spiritual about teaching a man to fish, even though it's said in the Bible. There's a lot of people with their hands out. They're wanting us to give it to them. We teach them how to fish so that they can get it for themselves, even when we're not around.
Yep.
Then that's what this is all about.
Right. And that's why systems work. That's why you want to have a system, because a system can be duplicated. You can have the same system here in Texas that you have in Washington State, that you have in California, that you have in Maryland, wherever it is, the system can be duplicated. Now, people can emulate it, but the systems is what you want to duplicate. So that's what's very key. If someone comes to an event that Becca is doing, then if she speaks to a system, then that system can be duplicated. Or if that person has been taught a system, they can duplicate that system elsewhere. So that's why we teach by a system. We have an 8-step system, and we will always teach people that system, because as Becca just stated, if you're not there, they can follow the system. And that's what's very key. When you know what a leader truly is, a leader is someone that can remove themselves from this business and the business continues to grow. That's a leader. And so Raymond and I want to be those king and queen makers. And that's why we have a system. We want everyone to be able to lead if they're ready to do so. Now, some people are not, and we have to realize that, but it's there for them if they choose to. It is there for them.
Absolutely. And we have Mary that's on with us, and she might be somebody in your team, and I'm going to have to completely 100% agree with her. She says Yolanda and Raymond are responsible servant leaders and great humanitarians. And that's absolutely right. You both just give so much to others of yourselves, and you don't hold back. And Raymond, I'm right there with you in the middle of the night, probably helping people more than I absolutely should. But it's the fruit of our spirit that and it's put upon us to share. So folks, if you're listening today, I hope you grabbed some of these key valuable nuggets. And it's not everybody else. We got to work on ourselves, because no matter where we go, we're still there. So the more we work on ourselves and be that light that shines from the inside out, with the knowledge, the peace, the love, what we can share with others, then the things around us are going to change. But we absolutely have to step out of our comfort zone. And it's funny, you say step out of your comfort zone. You step out of that chaos, and there's comfort when you remove yourself from that peace. And so thank you so much. I know there's a few people that are asking some questions. Again, what was the name of the book by the author, last name Bloodworth?
Yeah. First name Venice, Venice, Venice Bloodworth. That's an old book.
V as in Victor.
It's kind of a thin book. Venice Bloodworth.
A Key to Yourself.
A Key to Yourself.
Or Key to Yourself. Just Key to Yourself.
The Key to Yourself.
No,
all right.
Just Key to Yourself.
Fantastic. Awesome. Well, if there's anybody here in the room that would like to ask a question of either Raymond or Yolanda, please raise your hand. We have about 5 more minutes. before the show is technically over. But we just thank you so much. I know, in the United States, today is technically a federal holiday, and a lot of people aren't working. But here you are working because it's in your heart. We greatly appreciate you in sharing the information that you have shared, because we really have some work to do.
We do.
And it starts with us.
We want it so bad for everybody. We really do, Becca. If I could jump inside everybody and or open their heads up and pour all these principles down into them, I would do that. I really would, but I can't, because God didn't design us that way. And so, but I really want it for everybody, because it's a good life to live when you live by these principles, not only in the business, out of business. I mean, you can take these principles and do anything, right? Climb to your relationships. It's speaking of relationships, no wonder everybody's afraid of them, because we live in fear all the time. We have all this, we're trying to control. One of the things is kind of a different subject, but we've been taught to try and control our environment, people, places, and things. And I think that's one of the things that I had a control issue, right? I think it's one of the things that I was doing subconsciously when I was trying to help those people that didn't want to help themselves. So that control, instead of letting them be them, right? I was going to control them or manipulate them. So when we just give up trying to control our environment and manipulate and let life unfold, right? But we think that that it's not going to unfold the way we want it to. So if you give up your likes and dislikes about the way you think things should be, you'll be at peace. But no, we think we know better. Well, if you knew better, write a book. We all read it in our lives at work, but we can't. So just, let it be. The Beatles had a song out, for those that are old enough to remember Beatles, had a song out, I forgot, it was 1964. They let it be. Just let it be. Still trying to control people, places, and things. You'll be a lot happier.
Well, if that minute and a half of added wisdom speaks to somebody more, then the show itself is definitely a success and something that I needed to hear as well. So thank you so much, both of you. I know AJ and Bill both say you two are one of my biggest inspirations in longevity. Thank you. And I have to agree, you both are just absolutely fantastic, amazing people, and business owners, entrepreneurs that have built a business helping others find it from the inside out. Thank you so much for being here with us. Folks, let's give it up for Raymond and Yolanda Brown.
Yay, Raymond and Yolanda!
I love it. If I could get my co-hosts up on the screen with us, as we could not do this without them. I mean, there's always a will if there's a way, but you know what, folks? My will is to empower others, and my way is to not be the only one that's succeeding. So I love the fact that I'm able to bring the talents of many together to make work light for all of us. So I just want to do a shout out. Thank you, Albert, joining us all the way from South Africa, helping to let people in.
Albert! Brother Albert.
We have Rod joining us from Texas as well. I know he's been to many of your events as he's helping people bring in skills and talent, motivation as well. So thank you, Rod. We have Kaylee, the newest member of our group here, as she's bringing in her talent and skills that she's using in school with digital marketing and social presence. Thank you so much, Kaylee. We have Marilyn, who brings her. Yes.
Marilyn? Yeah.
Marilyn does such a fantastic job as she is using her talent of dictation and transcription and putting all the information that's being spoken, grabbing those nuggets, putting it into text. So folks, if you missed it, you need to be watching that chat because Marilyn didn't. So thank you so much, Marilyn, for all that Thanks, you Marilyn. Do. Thank you. Thank you. Woo! And we have Sherry, who's part of our tech crew, helping to get everything set up as we're streaming to multiple different platforms. Thank you, Sherry, for all that you do.
Yay,
and
Sherry, we like
bring
Sherry.
In your
Yes, part of our last name.
Sherry. That's right. That too. So she's just fantastic. I just love her her heart and how she just cares for others, as many of us do. She goes even more so. And we have AJ. AJ is a director of marketing and digital marketing. And the reason why I have to have so much help because he saw my vision and he's just helping us to make it even grow even farther than what I ever envisioned. So, it takes a team, folks. And if you have skills that you want to help to promote a message that gives hope, not just in a better health journey, but a better life journey. If you want to be part of a community where we do really work together in helping each other build stronger selves in ourselves and just growing together, you're in the right place. You heard this message for a purpose, for a reason. So get back with the person that shared this program with you, as I'm sure that they are part of our community that is also looking to help you find what it takes to be the best you that you can be, but you still have to do it. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us here on Daily with Doc and Becca. Raymond, Yolanda, beautiful. I love you guys. I can't wait till the next down. I get Becca. To hug you.
Thank you, Becca. And, I'm so sorry.
You're welcome.
I know this is a great ending. I hate to do this, but we just had to say, AJ, thank you for the research that you did about Coretta Scott King. We thank you for that. And we had to give him a shout out, Becca. Hate that we did the show like that. I know this.
Becca, you know how to pick him. AJ, this is a smart guy. I want to meet him. Yeah, AJ is the man.
I'm like, I need you to use your skills. I need some information. And he delivered. So I'm glad that I was able to have a resource in my back pocket in AJ and all that he does and brings to the table. So that's absolutely fantastic. Yes, he rightfully deserves a shout out. He hates them, but he earns them for sure. Yeah. And thank you, everybody, for taking this time and investing in yourself. Share it with somebody else, as each and every one of you have something within you that can be a light to help somebody else find it within them as well. Thank you, everybody. This program is being sponsored by dailywithdoc.com. But again, if you were invited by somebody specific, they are your person to get back to. If nobody referred you to this program and you want some more information, you can give us a call at 855-949-3377, 855-949-3377, or send us an email if you have questions on what you can do to create a better health journey. Questions at dailywithdoc.com. Again, questions at dailywithdoc.com. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Have a fantastic day and go out and do some What?
Say thank you.
Raymond? Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. See everybody. We will be this week. We have Tuesday, Dr. Laura Dennison. Wednesday, Thursday, Dr. Joel Wallach. And Friday, Pharmacist Ben, bringing more empowering information to put into your toolbox to be able to help yourself, your community, and together we can help the world create a better health journey. Until next time, bye for now.
Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have a founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach.